you guys want to stay up to date with my exclusive videos, make sure that you click the bell on the side to get notified. Here's the video. Yo, what's going on, guys? Chris Bonner here, Overtime Athletes. Today, I wanted to make a video for you guys of how I progress teaching an athlete how to absorb force. Now, obviously, if you want a higher vertical jump, if you want to run faster, whatever those things may be, you need to, as an athlete, know how to properly absorb force, or you need to allow your body to absorb a high amount of force. And what I mean by that is, if you think about a jump, there's essentially two phases. When you go to essentially you're eccentric here, and then you're taking off and basically producing force. So if you just break it down into those two stages, it's the eccentric, concentric. Obviously there's isometric where you shift, but between that, a lot of people focus on just the concentric. What I'd like to do, and especially with my athletes, is in the beginning, whenever I'm teaching an athlete how to jump higher, there's a long period of focusing on absorbing the force, right? And we do this in a progressive manner. The way that I like to do it is I like to select basically progressive movements, where I start with a low level movement, I have the athlete master that, and then slowly I implement more advanced techniques of that movement to be ultimately get to where we want to be with that athlete to overall increase performance. Remember, training as an athlete to increase your performance, and any training for that matter, is all about continuously applying more stress to the body, recovering, and then basically being able to take that stress and translate it over to, to performance, to getting better on the field, court, whatever it is. So to show you guys kind of a three-step base progression. Now, this is a base progression basically based on, jumping higher, of how I teach athletes how to absorb force. From here, depending on where the athlete is and what they need, there's so many different variables that we can add to this and spurn off of this. However, I just want to show you the three that we're going for. So the first one is just going to be what we call squat drop. So initially, if I have an athlete coming in, I want to teach them how to absorb force. The first thing that I'm going to do, and guys, these aren't your sexy exercises, but you need to, as an athlete, go all out and focus on exactly, pay attention to detail when it's learning these. So what we're going to do is just from a standing stance, right? I teach the athlete to hips or feet right underneath their hips, exactly where they would when they jump. I don't want you outside here. I want you inside the shoulders. And from here, what I'm going to have the athlete do is essentially free fall and catch themselves for the first one, at their longest distance. So I want them to catch right at about 90 degrees. Later on, I'll have them stop in more of a position and body angle, shin angle, leg angle that they would when they go ahead and jump. But for the first one to teach them, I want them about 90 degrees at the hip and knee. What that looks like is they'll finish in a position like this, okay? So all they're gonna do is from here, they're gonna jump down real quick, boom, and I want them focusing on sticking the landing. The whole thing is to stick that landing. I don't want them to sink down like a hydraulic. I want them to stop hard. So when they come down, boom, it's basically they come down, boom, and you're sticking that landing. I don't want to see you absorb here. Then, as soon as we have that down with the athlete, I can add resistance, whether that be a front load or an axial load, whatever it might be. I'm gonna have them come here, perform the same thing, stick the landing, hold for 1 Mississippi, then come up. From there, the progression becomes a form of a depth jump. Now, we can start pretty low level, or we can go higher and higher as we go. You guys have always heard me be a advocate of a guy named Jay Schroeder, where he was like, he has some of his guys jumping off boxes that are super high. And basically what you're trying to do with a depth jump is, obviously, the higher you are, the more energy and force that you create when you actually go to absorb it. So if I'm higher up, obviously gravity is going to pull me down hard, and the more force is absorbed on the ground. So you'll see, as I have my athletes, I have them step off, bang, and they're sticking it right there as hard as they possibly can. Like I said, I might increase, I might have them jump, and then the final chapter of that is being able to transition it over to producing force. So I'll actually have them jump off. I have a mic on, but I'll have them jump off, bang, and then explode and basically do a rebound jump. So like I said, I'll start low level, absorbing, I'll create resistance, I'll have them start to increase the height based on gravity, and then from there we'll transition over to rebounding. I think it's essential for all you young athletes, focus hard on a phase of absorbing force, and you'll immediately start to see it in your vertical jump and speed. I hope this helps you out. I hope it wasn't too long-winded or too technical for you guys. I always want to keep it simple, make sure that you guys are getting better as athletes. I love you guys. Holla at you next time. Yo, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're interested in increasing your vertical jump or becoming an overall more explosive athlete, go ahead and sign up for my advanced vertical series. It's actually free, where I send you lessons each day for the next 5 to 10 days, basically covering everything that you need to be able to get a higher vertical jump. I'll see you inside.